So writer's block is a pretty common thing. I am a member of various writers groups. I see this problem happen a lot. A lot of people are looking for the instant solution to overcoming writer's block. I myself would love some sort of quick fix to overcome writer's block, but it's not quite that simple. So I'm going to give you 12 quick tips. Some of them you might not have thought about before. That might get you out of that writer's block. And what I mean by writer's block is like I'm sitting in front of the computer and I just can't think of the words. There's nothing that sounds interesting. There's nothing I want to write about. Especially if I'm working on a specific project, I can't seem to get creative enough to get the words out. My mind is blank. Everything just kind of seems like a drag, and I can't form a sentence. So a lot of that stems from kind of getting those creative juices flowing. But like I said, think about these quick tips, and they're not quick. There is no quick fix, but they're pretty unique, and I think that you might find you never thought of this before. All right, so tip number 1, go outside and take a walk. This is probably one of the ones you've heard of quite a bit. Go outside, do something that inspires you, look around. There's so many things that are going on out there that we're missing every day. Really be aware. I used to take a poetry class back in college, and one of the assignments we had was to go outside and just sit there and write about all the things we see around us. And when you go out with that intent, you realize that there's so much life and so many things that you are missing every day because we are always on the go. So you want to overcome writer's block? Here's the first thing to try. Go outside and take a walk. Here's the second thing you can do to overcome writer's block. Now, hear me out. Read a book, okay? So I know you're trying to write, but it's often said that the best writers are readers. And so go and read a book. Read a book about anything that interests you. Read a book about something related to your topic. Read a book about something that's not related to your topic. It doesn't matter. Just read. Third thing you can do to overcome writer's block. So Ernest Hemingway is credited with saying that when you are faced with writer's block, one of the things you should do is write the truest sentence you've ever written. And from there, you can build on it. So I think this is really a reflective moment. Take a moment to kind of dig deep and just write the most honest thing you've ever written. And it doesn't have to have anything to do with what you're writing, but it might get you into a more inspired place, and you might find yourself just writing as an exercise, which could get those creative juices flowing for you. Number 4, watch a documentary about the topic that you're writing about. So this is one that I've been doing lately. I'll head to like Netflix or Amazon Prime and I'll kind of scour for a documentary about a topic that I'm interested in writing about. And, it kind of just gives me jumping off points, or it forces me to say, hey, I don't agree with that, or I agree with that, or, oh, wow, I didn't know that. And even if you're writing a fiction book, write a documentary about whatever it is that's going on. Watch a documentary about whatever it is that's going on in your book. I mean, nonfiction books are based on real things, right? So even if it's a science fiction book you're writing about, you can watch a documentary about aliens, or, I'm sure there are tons of sci-fi stuff out there for you to dive into and get those juices flowing. Number 5, take a minute to do some free writing about anything. Just kind of go with it. Just set your timer and do some free writing. Don't force yourself to write about the thing that you need to write about. That's probably one of the biggest things that I could suggest. When I force myself to do something, it is never as good as when I want to do it. So write about something else. Just, set the timer and write, this is bullshit if you need to. It doesn't, just get going. Number 6, focus on the science. I know science seems to be a trending thing in 2020, but seriously, focus on the science. And this is a little bit related to the documentary watching, but focus on the science of whatever it is the topic that you're writing about is. And the reason I say that is sometimes it's easier to write about the facts or the science than to write the creative part of what you're writing. So if you can, spend some time writing about the scientific, whatever it is about what you're writing about, it doesn't put the pressure on you to be creative. It's kind of allowing you to work off of something else and use that as a jumping off point. And then once you get through some of the facts and start writing about the facts, you might find yourself inspired to take it a step further and start adding your own spin to it and start incorporating some of that into your writing. Number 7, talk about whatever it is that you're writing with someone that you trust. And I say this because just talking about it, maybe the other person has an idea. Maybe you're just talking through whatever it is that's bothering you. Maybe you're just recapping what you've already written. And hey, maybe it doesn't help that much, but then later you think about that conversation and all of a sudden you feel inspired to go finish writing. Write terribly. Yes, write terribly. Just write. You know, a lot of times writer's block comes from feeling like the writing is not good enough and you're not in the perfect writing zone. Well, just write. And then you can go back and edit when you're feeling more inspired. At least you've gotten the thoughts out so you don't lose them. Just write about it, get some words down, come back at a more creative time and edit. Write down some excuses for why you can't write. Make a list. It's writing, right? I mean, write a list of the excuses for why you can't write. I can't write because I'm stupid. I can't write because my brain is mush. I can't write because my sister's friend's neighbor's dog crapped on my lawn and now I'm really upset. Whatever it is, just write a list because guess what? It is writing. Number 10, try writing in a different medium. What do I mean by this? So if you are writing on your computer, you're typing, try taking a pen and paper and writing in a notebook. If you are writing in a notebook, take out your laptop and start typing on your laptop. If you've tried those things, take out your phone and start texting your writing. I actually do that all the time. In the middle of the night, I'll have an idea. All of a sudden, my text message to myself is, 400 words long. It happens. It happens. So, text yourself. Text yourself. If you can't write in the way that you're trying to write in a different way. Take sidewalk chalk and write your damn whatever it is outside on the sidewalk if you have to. Just switch up the medium. Get yourself thinking differently. And number 11, which is probably one of the weirdest suggestions I've ever heard, is to read backwards. So read your chapters backwards. Take the last line, read the last line, then read the line before that. Now, the reasoning behind this is that it sort of unwinds the brain and gets it kind of unraveled so that you can loosen up. It's like stretching, right? It's like mental stretching, and stretch your mind a little bit so that you can feel more powered, more juiced up, and you can start writing. So it kind of like unravels the knots. Imagine like you have a knot in your back and you need to get that out. So the masseuse is getting that knot out. That's what you're doing by kind of mind kidding yourself into unwinding. And number 12, and I said there are 12. Now number 12 is not quite a suggestion for writer's block, but it is respect the writer's block, respect the process. And I say this, this applies to pretty much anything. I think that is bigger than us, respect it because it's a real part of writing. It's a real part of life. And if you don't respect the thing that is bigger than you, it will consume you and it will eat you. So you need to respect the fact that this is part of the process, that this happens. Give it the power it deserves because it has some power over us. But then after you respect it, start taking those actions that we just kind of addressed and get your power back, claim your power back and get writing. So I hope those are some new tips for you. I hate hearing this question, writer's block, and I hate when I feel it. So, I hope one of these things work for you. And if they do, please let us know in the comments below. And if there are other suggestions, especially if they're crazy, like reading books backwards, please let us know because we would love to talk about them next time.